There's a price to pay to get enough things we want.
2 years after Apple released the HomePod, it's gone back to the drawing board and come back with a new and improved smart speaker, the HomePod Mini. It's smaller, more affordable, and has refined its best feature. How well does it all work, and how good does it sound? Stay tuned to find out. Hi. Amazon kicked off the smart speaker market, and it's something that Apple wanted to get into, so it launched its own HomePod speaker, the original HomePod. And it did things in a very Apple-like way. It made it a premium product with a premium price, and the sound was of a very high quality. But the problem was that Apple had misjudged the market. The smart speaker market wasn't all about the sound. So the importance of the smart speaker is the AI assistant. And with this, it means that it's always in the home. It's something that the user can always rely on and becomes familiar with. And through that, they then become more involved in the ecosystem. But because Apple, it had released a product that was a premium product, it had actually priced itself out of the market. So 2 years later, it's come back with a new, improved, cheaper and more refined product. This is the HomePod Mini, and this is what we're going to take a look at. The HomePod Mini is priced at a much more affordable £99 or $99. It comes in two colours, white or space grey, and it is a 8.5 centimetre high globe, and it's covered in a mesh fabric. And at the top of it, it has a touch panel display and an LCD display that lights up with the Siri colours when you touch it. It can also be used to control the volume and control music and track operations. The HomePod Mini is powered by the S5 chip, and this is the processor that can be found in the Apple Watch 5. The S5 chip is used for computational audio, and this analyzes the music and then optimizes the output so you can hear it the best way possible. And it projects it out at 360 degrees, so wherever you are in the room, you should be able to hear it properly. Now, with the entry-level smart speakers from Amazon and Google, they normally come in priced at the low end. And what this means is that when it comes to the actual audio quality, it is best described as functional. It's not ideal for listening to music or for listening to vocals. In comparison, this HomePod Mini, it's a very small device, and to look at it, it's quite deceptive because it actually produces a very loud and very full sound that can fill a room. And you could feel quite content to listen to a piece of music on one of these. So the sound is very good through one of these speakers, but Apple have designed them so that if you have two of them, they can function together as a stereo pair, so that you can have one producing the audio for your left side and one producing audio for the right side. And this transforms the sound even more, making it more balanced and making it a better stereo sound for you, giving a more immersive sound.
To pay to get enough things we want. But if we think I'm going to be closer to the things we need.
And to use a stereo pair is really quite easy. If you've got one speaker already working in your home and you set up another speaker, they will automatically detect each other, and you'll be prompted on your iPhone or your iPad if you want to make them operate as a stereo pair. And it's as easy as that. Here, you can hear the full sound reach the back of the room. One of the key features of a smart speaker is having easy access to your audio services. And the HomePod Mini, it works really well with Apple Music, Apple's own subscription service. And it can learn your taste, and it can customize playlists for you, which is really handy. However, the HomePod Mini, it doesn't play so well with Spotify. in the fact that you can't actually use it with it. And Spotify is the leading music subscription service. And so it is a big fail in that respect, that you can't use it. And considering that Apple has such a big monopoly on this market, it's a shame that it is closing off its speaker from these other services. It's set up so that if you give it a command, it can tune into your favorite radio station, it can play back your podcast from Apple Podcasts and certain other music services as well. But what is great about it is that if you are listening to a podcast or a certain radio station, you can just give a command or ask for certain news headlines from maybe it's the BBC or whomever else you listen to, and it can bring it to you immediately with just a command. Now, one of the best features of the HomePod Mini is audio handoff. And this is a really clever feature because it allows you to transfer anything you're listening to on your phone to your HomePod Mini just by moving your device into the immediate vicinity. And the way this works is that you may be listening to a tune whilst you're out and about, and you want to continue listening to it as you come indoors. So you just move your phone, hold it next to the HomePod Mini, it will detect it and then start playing it through the HomePod Mini speaker. And not only can you transfer music from your iPhone to the HomePod Mini, it can actually work the reverse way as well. Now, a smart speaker is not just about the speaker element, the sound, but it's also about the smart, which is the AI assistant. And in this area, the HomePod Mini struggles. So Siri, I found that in comparison to Amazon Alexa and also to Google Assistant, when it comes to comprehension, it finds it more difficult to understand the context of a sentence. On top of that, it also finds it harder to find the most appropriate results if you have a question or a search inquiry. Additionally, when I misplaced my iPhone, I asked Siri to find it and it couldn't do it. But when I asked Alexa, it was able to ring it. And besides the technical capabilities, when it comes to listening to the actual AI assistant voices of both Alexa and Siri, I listen to the British female voices. Now, Alexa, she sounds friendly and kind, but in comparison, Siri, who was designed to be humorous, actually often comes across sounding as sarcastic. And you don't want to be listening to a sarcastic voice all the time.
Imagine that you have 0 cookies and you split them evenly among 0 friends. How many cookies does each person get? See, it doesn't make sense.
One of the good things about being immersed in the Apple ecosystem is that if you have an iPhone, you can use the HomePod Mini to extend its functionality. So, for example, if you want to make a hands-free phone call, you just need to tell the HomePod Mini who you would like it to call, and it will do it. And you'll be able to speak to your friend through the HomePod Mini speaker. It's really quite easy. Likewise, you can actually do that with sending a text message. Hey Siri, call Nicole.
Calling Nicole mobile.
Hello.
Hi Nicole, it's Andrew. How are you doing today?
I'm really good. I've actually been rushing around. I've been up to the London Museum to hand in my project.
If you live in a household with multiple people who have Apple products, then you can use Intercom like a family network walkie-talkie. Intercom allows you to send or receive a message from the HomePod Mini to other Apple devices or vice versa, including AirPods, Apple Watch, iPhones, iPads, and even CarPlay. More and more people are adding smart devices to their home to create a smart home. So if you've got the HomePod Mini, you can actually use this to control these devices. It makes it very easy to give an audio command to control them, to turn them off or on. The iPhone gave millions of people their first introduction to the Apple ecosystem. Now the HomePod Mini is Apple's new Trojan horse, a permanent Apple fixture in the home that people can rely on and trust. It might be able to bring new people in, but it's also to keep Apple users in the ecosystem, and that's the long game. So the HomePod Mini, should you get it? So yes, the Siri aspect does need refinement, but besides that, I think it has a lot of good things going for it, including the hands-free access for your iPhone and also the intercom feature. And on top of all of this is the actual sound quality, the speaker aspect. It really is good, it really does fill a room, and it's the sort of sound that you'll be very happy to sit down and listen to. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, share and subscribe. for more content you may find very useful.